The old country of Zubrovka. Megasaki City, the New England island of New Penzance. My very own Great Britain. Trash island. Yes, that last one feels out of place, doesn't it? Ask yourself, why? The worlds that typically attract director Wes Anderson are far apart in space and time, yet are bound by a common principle. They were created with the sole purpose of housing morally dignified citizens in polite society.
Very good.
Yet, for a director who focuses on beauty and order, he often lets you glance at the seedy underbelly of filth.
Holy fuck!
Chaos. Mayhem. In short, the abyss that these beautiful settings hide. His characters are refined.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
With their intricately ordered words. It's as if they were tailor-made for these intricately ordered worlds.
While questing once in noble wood of grey medieval pine, I came upon a tomb.
Even when all civilization seems to crumble before your eyes, and you are amidst the unruly, you must remain dignified.
Stop it!
Easy now, boys. In this program, we'll show you how humor arises when Wes Anderson's characters try and sometimes fail to remain poised in the face of disorder.
You see, there are still faint glimmers of civilization left in this. Oh, fuck it.
I apologize for Gustav's faux pas. I, myself, have a hard time understanding why.
That fucking faggot!
But some people find the concierge's consistent mismanagement of vocabulary jovial.
Fucking Lutz.
Those fuckers!
Fucking faggot. She was shaking like a shitting dog.
I've come to understand that the humor in this case arises from the disruption of character. We get to know Monsieur Gustave and his mannerisms, and we assume he's not the type of fellow who'd succumb to profanity and disgrace his station.
Why didn't you just piss off, Fisher, you dirty wee skid mark?
Was that Latin?
One could expect rudeness from a one-eared Scotsman, but not from a respected concierge.
What happened, my dear Zero, is I beat the living shit out of a snivelling little runt called Pinky Bandinsky, who had the gall to question my virility.
Nor from a student of one of the top schools in the country.
Would you like me to pass you the creamer, Doc?
Yes, please.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
This ragtag group is involved in another deviation from formality. Rudeness at odds with setting. The rendezvous is taking place at a fine dining establishment where comportment like this is unacceptable.
You're being rude, Max.
Civility is all about expectations. Where and why the dialogue happens sets those expectations.
Oh my God!
Even though little Maximilian disrupts this order, I can let it slide. He's only 15 years old and has a low tolerance for alcohol.
I can write a hit play, why can't I have a little drink to unwind myself?
But what excuse does he have? If you're joining a dinner party without prior notice, you should at least dress appropriately.
These are OR scrubs.
Oh, are they?
Here's something to chew on. This young couple is engaging in the institution of marriage, but something's awry.
Are you chewing? Spit out the gum, sister. In fact, everybody.
Smelly little tykes.
I don't like the snappy attitude.
During a dire family tragedy, it's natural for those involved to be fraught with tense emotion.
Dudley, where is he?
Who?
I suppose we too can forgive Dudley for his nonchalance, because he's different. Let's take a look at this family discussion.
I got a pretty bad case of cancer.
How long are you gonna last?
Chaz is acting like a right old twit, despite the fact that his father is dying.
Get out.
Well, supposedly.
Okay, listen, I'm not dying.
He has the cancer.
No, he doesn't.
You were never dying. But I'm gonna live.
Can we forgive Chaz because of his father's unorthodox parenting? It's debatable. While his behavior seems unacceptable at first, it feels justified by the scene's end.
You know, Rachel's buried out there, too.
Who? My wife.
Oh, that's right, isn't it? Well, we'll have to swing by her grave, too.
With just that one misplaced word, Royal keeps his stripes as the bigger twit.
We'll have to swing by her grave, too.
Swing implies a casualness about the bereaved. One swings by a bookshop or a bakery. One congregates by a grave. Coarseness isn't always about choice of words. Sometimes it's the tone.
Your cat's dead. A rattlesnake put it in the throat.
God damn it, Eleanor. Why do you have to say it like that? You couldn't try to break it a little bit nicer?
Rudeness at odds with setting isn't the only common occurrence in Wes Anderson's oeuvre. Often characters remain dignified in settings where such civility stands out like a fucking tiger on a train. Good Lord, where did that come from? These characters' main challenges occur when they're sprung out of their natural habitats and are forced to remain civil in the face of brutishness, callousness, and, hoopball. Refinement doesn't belong in a paltry penitentiary.
May I offer any of you inmates a plate of mush?
All these jowling jailbirds seem to care about is stabbing, while M. Gustave's primary concern is his aroma.
Well, can I not get a squirt, even?
I forgot the leather panache.
I've been in jail, Zero. Do you understand how humiliating this is? I smell.
It would probably be advantageous for your marital status.
When the family lawyer puts forth his case that he should become Mrs. Tenenbaum's prospective husband, he tailors the proposition to his métier.
To be legally established as single, in light of the circumstances.
What do you mean?
I mean for tax purposes.
But I thought...
Ethlie,
Yes?
will you marry me?
I do believe that before expressing one's romantic feelings, the legalities should be ironed out first.
Take the carbon, leave the Bible. Let's go.
After decades together, look how the bishops continue to show their affection.
It is possible, Counselor.
I disagree, Counselor. It would take him 3 days at least.
I don't think so.
No, I'm not going to argue about it.
Love is in the air, everywhere I look around.
You're borrowing at 9.5 with no fixed rate, plus moving into the most dangerous neighborhood in the country for someone of your type of species.
If only we're communicated solely through legal vernacular.
And summation, I think you just got to not do it, man. That's all.
It's when we deviate from order and slip into casual banter that we capitulate to our worst animal impulses.
The cuss you are. Are you cussing with me? No, you cussing with me?
Stop it.
Don't cuss and point. You're going to cuss with somebody. You're not going to cuss
Stop
with
it.
me, you little cuss.
Stop it! Stop it! Sit!
Well, I understood that. Sit down.
Decorum works to muzzle our inner mutt.
Sitto.
Wes Anderson's characters restrain their worst selves by becoming true masters of their domain. Max Fisher is a managerial whiz. He can set up any society that inspires him. He can put on wondrously staged plays. Steve Zissou runs what many would agree was a tight ship. No detail is too small for M. Gustave.
And if you're wondering why I move the way I do,
one makes plans, follows maps, creates inventories. When planning fails, everything goes to hell. Society crumbles, and we gradually descend into barbarism.
He's going to poison us.
These characters may appear composed, yet they are totally out of control. Even when you need to neutralize a domestic dispute, it's polite to let them know first.
That's it. I'm gonna fight you, Steve.
I love you too, but I'm gonna mace you in the face! Stop!
Some swines don't understand gentlemanly conduct.
What? Did you just call me Coltrane?
No.
You didn't?
No.
And even the most composed of chaps will eventually reach their breaking point.
But if I did, you wouldn't be able to do anything about it, would you? Oh, I heard you! I want you out of my house! I'm just as bad as your raggedy ass out!
Anger brings out the worst in us. Like M. Gustave used to say,
rudeness is merely the expression of fear. People fear they won't get what they want. The most dreadful and unattractive person only needs to be loved, and they will open up like a flower.
I'm not a violent dog. I don't know why I bite.
These assaults on civility stand out in Wes Anderson movies, yet they occur oh so very often to the point one must resign oneself to the fact that they are at the core of his films. Conclusion. Over the course of this program, I've come to realize the reason behind these terrible outbursts is that Wes Anderson characters live in a world of pain.
So I'll just say that this play is dedicated to the memory of my mother, Eloise Fisher.
They are mourning for mothers, fathers, husbands and wives. They are orphans and misfits, trying to make it another day through inhospitable, albeit candy-coloured worlds. Yes, rudeness is an expression of fear, but more than that, it's a thin veneer that keeps suffering at bay. Yet, one might argue that protocol,
Well, hello there, chaps.
orderliness, decorum, manners, and civility
I shan't be long, darling.
are the reverse side of the same coin, another mask used to distance oneself from one's true feelings. If rudeness and politeness are both responses to fear and pain, I myself prefer to put on my corduroy pants one leg at a time, smile and be nice, since there is less cleaning up to do afterwards.
Hi everyone, Julian here. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank our sponsor SKILLSHARE for helping us make the video. SKILLSHARE is an online community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and lots more. I wish when I started out making video essays, I used them as a resource, as I made so many mistakes. Whether it's voiceover, editing, or even the general craft itself, they have you covered. I still use them to deepen my knowledge on all sorts of things, as I believe you should always keep learning. I also produce a lot of video projects, but I remember it was really tough starting out, as there's so much you have to know. SKILLSHARE makes that so much easier with their filmmaking tutorials. Even if you don't have equipment, this video teaches you how to shoot in the most professional manner just on your phone. So there's no reason you can't start experimenting. You can get an annual subscription for less than $10 a month, and I have a link in the description which will get you the first 2 months free. That's for the 500 people that sign up first. If you happen to be craving a more in-depth discussion about Wes Anderson, then make sure and check out our latest podcast with fellow video essayist Thomas Flight. He's one of my favourite YouTubers and is also just a very lovely chap too. I spoke to him as we were developing the video. He's very knowledgeable on all things Wes Anderson, having made 2 videos himself about the director, which I highly recommend you check out. I also feel like I've stolen his idea of doing 2 Wes videos in close proximity, because, newsflash, we have another one in the works that I'm narrating, which will be out in approximately a week. So make sure and turn on notifications to see that the minute it's launched.